During the turbulent years of World War II, a dark and mysterious chapter unfolded within the depths of Nazi Germany. While armies clashed on the battlefields, an eerie fascination gripped the minds of some high-ranking Nazi officials, a fascination with the occult and ancient legends that whispered of unimaginable power. This obsession led to a perilous quest for 5 enigmatic artifacts, said to possess the potential to alter the course of the war itself. As the world held its breath, Nazi agents scoured the globe in search of these relics, delving into the realms of myth and legend. Their goal was clear: to secure an otherworldly advantage that could ensure victory for the Third Reich. Uncover the chilling tale of the Nazi quest for these ancient artifacts, a story that intertwines history, legend, and the insatiable thirst for power in a time of unparalleled chaos. The past holds lessons that can shape our future. Explore and learn from it today. Spear of Destiny. The Nazi Party is infamous for its historical association with the looting and hoarding of valuable artifacts, as well as its penchant for pseudoscientific research and involvement in occult practices. These aspects were notably prevalent under the leadership of Heinrich Himmler and his SS Ahnenerbe organization. This group functioned as a research unit and think tank dedicated to advancing Nazi ideals of Aryan supremacy and delving into the occult. One of their key objectives was to construct a robust historical narrative around the Aryan predecessors, utilizing archaeological studies to support their claims. Central to their pursuits was Adolf Hitler's aspiration to establish the superiority of the Aryan race. He believed that by showcasing artifacts from an Aryan past, the Nazi regime could legitimize its expansionist ambitions into captured territories. Among the most sought-after relics was the Spear of Destiny, also known as the Holy Lance, or the Spear of Longinus. This spear was believed to have pierced the body of Christ during his crucifixion. Hitler's fascination with the spear began during his childhood when he saw it in a museum. He viewed it as a key to accessing extraordinary power, and even claimed to have received visions of the future through its influence, shaping his political and ideological beliefs. The Spear of Destiny was believed to grant its possessor magical abilities, including immortality and invincibility in battle. According to legend, the Roman Emperor Charlemagne wielded the spear during numerous victories until the day he dropped it, upon which he died. Hitler and his officers hoped to harness the same power as they waged war across Europe. The spear, part of the Imperial Regalia of the Holy Roman Emperor, was moved to Nuremberg in 1938 under Hitler's orders and guarded by the SS in St. Catherine's Church. It remained there until liberated by U.S. forces on April 30, 1945, a mere 2 hours before Hitler's death, seemingly fulfilling a prophecy akin to that of Charlemagne. In addition to their interest in Christian artifacts, the Nazis were drawn to Norse and Scandinavian pieces, particularly due to Heinrich Himmler's fascination with their potential mystical significance. Himmler believed that these artifacts held immense power and could be instrumental in advancing the Nazi regime's political and military agenda. Among these artifacts, the most recognizable is Thors Hammer, a symbol associated with the Norse god of thunder Thor. While Thors Hammer was a formidable physical weapon in mythology, it also held profound symbolic value to the Vikings, representing divine blessings and strength. Himmler's obsession with finding Thors Hammer led him to request extensive research from the Ahnenerbe in 1940. He sought any historical evidence of lightning symbols, Thors Hammer, or related artifacts in the Northern Aryan cultural world. Henry the Fowler's skeleton. In addition to their pursuit of sacred relics and treasures, the SS, led by Heinrich Himmler, also delved into more macabre quests. Among these was their interest in King Henry the Fowler, a 10th-century monarch of East Francia. The origin of his peculiar moniker stems from a legend suggesting he was trapping birds when news arrived of his kingship. Henry's renown emerged from triumphant campaigns against Eastern European rivals and the establishment of a cohesive German state. His popularity endured through history and artistic depictions. Following his 936 demise, Queen Matilda, his widow, established an abbey adjacent to his castle, complete with a crypt fashioned from dark stone to house his remains. By 1936, Himmler had become intrigued by Henry's legacy, prompted by parallels between the king's narrative and Nazi ideology. Himmler, who believed himself to be a direct descendant, orchestrated ceremonies and propaganda to capitalize on these parallels. aiming to lend historical legitimacy to the Nazi cause. This culminated in grand ceremonies and public declarations of kinship. Notably, a significant ceremony exposed a startling truth. Henry's remains were absent from the crypt. The SS embarked on a mission to locate the missing body, and it was ultimately found amidst controversy, raising questions about its authenticity. During World War II, as the conflict reached its conclusion, the region faced further upheaval as invaluable artifacts were stolen, including jewel-encrusted tomes and ancient manuscripts, many of which resurfaced decades later through investigative efforts. An American Army lieutenant named Joe Tom Mitre and his heirs were linked to the theft, with the artifacts eventually being returned. However, the location of Henry's remains remains shrouded in uncertainty, a historical mystery that endures to the present day. Bogoslän petroglyphs. A significant component of Nazi pseudo-archaeology revolved around establishing the Aryan race as an ancient and accomplished civilization, bolstering their narrative of racial supremacy. This was exemplified when Hitler was exposed to a presentation revealing purported Aryan petroglyphs, potentially indicative of a prehistoric language. In response, an inadequately planned expedition was launched to investigate these petroglyphs on Sweden's Bohuslän Island, marred by shoddily executed plaster casting that inflicted irreversible harm upon the carvings. Despite a protracted 3-month endeavor, characterized by unscientific methods driven by personal convictions, the expedition failed to yield substantial substantiation. Following World War II, endeavors to sway Sweden towards the Nazis' master race ideology largely faltered. Hermann Wirth, the instigator of the ill-conceived expedition, faced consequences due to his ineptitude and inadvertent tampering at the ancient site, culminating in a governmental prohibition of his access. Bayeux Tapestry. One of the most renowned items sought by the Nazis was the Bayeux Tapestry, an extensive 70-meter embroidered cloth vividly portraying the Norman conquest of England in 1066, prominently highlighting the Battle of Hastings. The Nazis, driven by their ideology, attempted to attribute the tapestry's intricate beauty to Aryan hands, insinuating racial superiority. Heinrich Himmler, deeply fascinated, designated the space for it in his medieval castle. As World War II intensified, protective measures were taken, and the tapestry found refuge in an underground shelter in France, alongside valuable museum collections. In 1944, the Nazis gained possession, but their plans were thwarted when Bletchley Park deciphered Himmler's directive, revealing the tapestry's whereabouts. Amid shifting tides of war, Allied forces secured the artifact, leading to its display at the Louvre. This exhibit became a moment of national pride for the French, coinciding with Winston Churchill's visit, commemorating the Allies' triumph. Today, the Bayeux Tapestry stands as a poignant relic of historical intrigue, preserving a tale of perseverance against forces of destruction. Today's discussion centered around the Nazi quest for 5 mysterious ancient artifacts that could win WW2. First, we explored the Spear of Destiny, a symbol of power linked to the crucifixion of Jesus, which the Nazis believed could grant them invincibility. Then, we delved into the search for the skeletal remains of Henry the Fowler, a medieval German king, highlighting how the Nazis aimed to exploit his lineage for legitimacy. The Bogoslän petroglyphs, mysterious rock carvings in Ukraine, caught their attention, as they believed decoding them would reveal Aryan secrets. Lastly, we discussed the Nazis' misappropriation of the Bayeux Tapestry to propagate their narrative of conquest. If you found this exploration of history and ideology intriguing, consider subscribing to stay connected with our future conversations. Through these artifacts, we unearth the depths of the Nazi obsession with power, myth, and history, shedding light on the extraordinary lengths they went to manipulate and wield these elements to their advantage. Subscribe to keep discovering more captivating historical insights and discussions. Thanks for watching.